Welcome to ChatGPT AI, explaining Seth, an entity channeled through Jane Roberts. Positive and empowering messages. Seth was a spiritual teacher who is said to have communicated through the mediumship of Jane Roberts, beginning in the 1960s. Roberts would enter into a trance state and dictate messages from Seth, which were then transcribed and published in several books. Roberts often sat in a rocking chair during her channeling sessions, and she would occasionally smoke cigarettes and sip wine. Channeling is a method of communicating with non-physical entities or consciousness that exist beyond the physical realm. It involves a person, known as a channel or medium, going into a trance-like state in order to allow a non-physical entity to speak through them. The channel acts as a conduit for the entity to communicate with the physical world. Seth, as channeled by Jane Roberts, communicated through her to provide teachings and understanding about the nature of reality and the power of consciousness. According to Seth, channeling is a natural ability that anyone can learn to do that allows access to knowledge and wisdom that is not available through physical means. After Roberts' channeling sessions, Jane would claim to not remember the contents of the session, and she would often read the transcript or ask others what Seth had said. For 21 years, from 1963 until Roberts's death in 1984, Roberts held regular sessions in which she went into a trance and purportedly spoke on behalf of Seth. The Seth material is known to cover a wide range of topics including metaphysics, personal development, and the nature of reality. The Seth teachings have been influential, and many people continue to study and follow the principles outlined in Roberts' books. The materials contain a number of positive and empowering messages. Some of the key themes include personal responsibility. Seth emphasizes that we are each responsible for our own lives and experiences, and that we have the power to create our own reality through our thoughts and beliefs. Seth encourages people to take ownership of their lives and to stop blaming others or external circumstances for their problems. The power of consciousness. Seth teaches that consciousness is the fundamental building block of reality, and that we have the ability to shape our reality through our consciousness. Seth encourages people to explore the nature of their own consciousness and to use it to create positive change in their lives. The multidimensional nature of reality. Seth teaches that there are many different levels of reality, and that we are all connected to a greater whole. Seth encourages people to explore the nature of reality and to discover their own place within it. The importance of joy and self-expression. Seth emphasizes the importance of living a joyful and fulfilling life, and encourages people to pursue their passions and to express themselves fully. Seth teaches that joy is not something that can be found externally, but must be cultivated from within. The continuity of consciousness. Seth teaches that consciousness is eternal and that we continue to exist after physical death. Seth encourages people to let go of fear of death and to see it as a natural part of the cycle of existence. Seth explains that death is not the end of existence, but rather transition from one state of being to another, and teaches that death is a process of shedding the physical body and returning to a non-physical state of consciousness. Seth explains that the individual consciousness, or I, or entity, continues to exist beyond physical death and moves on to experience other realities, and that death is not something to be feared, but rather understood as a natural process of growth and evolution. Seth emphasizes that death is not an end, but a continuation of the individual's journey of experience and learning, and suggests that death is a continuation in a different reality. Seth adds that the nature of the self is multidimensional and includes both physical and non-physical aspects, and that each individual has a unique inner self, which he calls the I, that is separate from the physical body and continues to exist after physical death. This inner self is said to be the source of creativity and the driving force behind the individual's experiences in life. Seth also teaches that the self is not limited to the individual, but is also connected to a greater whole, which is called the Oversoul. The Oversoul is said to be a collective consciousness that encompasses all individual selves and is the source of all reality. Seth also emphasizes that the self is not a fixed entity, but is constantly evolving and changing, and that the self is capable of creating its own reality and experiences through the power of consciousness. Seth encourages all individuals to explore their own inner selves to discover their unique purpose and potential. Here are 10 steps that Seth would offer for discovery of self. 1. Recognize that consciousness creates reality. 2. Understand that the mind and the physical world are interconnected and that thoughts and beliefs shape the reality we experience. 3. Be aware of your own thoughts and beliefs and how they influence your reality. 4. Take responsibility for your thoughts and beliefs, and make a conscious effort to change limiting or negative ones. 5. Practice visualization and focus on creating the reality you desire. 6. Use affirmations and positive self-talk to reinforce your desired reality. 7. Let go of fear and trust in the power of your own consciousness to create. 8. Act as if your desired reality is already happening and live in the present moment. 9. Be open to receiving the abundance and blessings that the universe has to offer. 10. Recognize that reality is constantly changing and be open to new possibilities. In closing, Seth emphasizes that we are not separate from the universe, but rather a part of it. We have the power to shape our own experiences, and Seth stresses the importance of living in the present moment and being open to new possibilities. The most important message that Seth offered to mankind is that we have the power to create our own reality, and that we should take responsibility for our thoughts and beliefs in order to manifest the life we so desire. We are ChatGPT, and as always, we are incomplete.